Hey y'all, I'm Michelle Coyle and I help queer entrepreneurs start up, grow, and thrive. And today we are going to be talking about my top 5 tips for growing a mission-driven business. Now listen, we could spend a lifetime digging deeper into all of this stuff. There's a lot of complication, a lot of nuance, but this is the basic skeleton for what you need to be thinking about when you're ready to go to the next level and grow your business. So let's get into it right now. Top 5 tips. Tip number 1, you're going to have to get your head around the fact that you're going to have to make investment to grow your business. Right now, think about this. Anytime you're growing quickly, you're probably profiting less, all right? These are in almost diametrically opposed to one another. Think about it like a coal-burning furnace, right? You're going to be shoveling coal into that furnace if you want that fire to rage. Same way you're going to be reinvesting in your business if you want it to grow. So as you're growing fast, you're going to be pocketing less, profiting less. That means your vision is on the long term. That's okay. That's how businesses get big and businesses grow. The bigger you want your business to be and the faster you want it to grow, the less profitable it's going to be in the short term. And that, I know that freaks a lot of people out because they're in the business to make money. But the longer you can delay your rewards and look at making money in the long term, the better you're going to be and the faster you're going to grow. So like any investments, any other type of personal or consumer investments in your business are going to take time to pay off. Whether you're investing in inventory or staff or advertising, some of these things will pay off faster than others. But a lot of them are going to take, sometimes a few years before you really see an ROI on that. So I mean, keep your head in the game and really understand the long-term plan and think about the fact that if I want to grow, I'm going to be reinvesting a lot of the profits of the business in order to do that. All right. Number 2, you need to assess your market and make sure that it's ready to handle where you want to grow. Are the customers there? Is your product there to satisfy them? Or has the market moved on and pivoted from where you first started? And do you need to think differently about who you're serving or how you're serving them or how you're delivering your product or service? Make sure that whatever you're doing is right for growth and that that's not a market that's already saturated or played out. Whatever you were doing to get here is not going to be the same thing that gets you to the next level. So it is a good time to think about it differently and say, okay, where is the next opportunity that's going to allow me to get to that next stage? Okay, number 3, you really need to make sure that you've got a tight grip on forecasting your financials. This is not the sexiest thing that we ever talk about, but it's a super important thing to do. Lots and lots of business owners have a good grip on what's going on with the business today, or they can look in QuickBooks and pull, what's happened historically, but I want you to look at what is happening in the future, right? Depending on how big you want this business to be, we might be projecting out for a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, but regardless, I need to know some kind of future plan. And the whole key is to plan in advance. What are you going to be investing in right now so that what kind of return are you going to get in later, right? If I'm going to hire somebody right now, when am I going to see that return later and what's that going to look like and where's the ROI? That way I can see that that's going to be an ROI down in the future and I don't have to freak out worrying about the money that I invested now that I don't have in my cash flow because I know it's coming back to me. We need to be able to see it. You're likely also going to be able to, or going to need to borrow money or get investment capital at some point if you're growing quickly, right? In order to do that, in order to make a case for that capital, you're going to have those forecasts projected out. You're also going to want that for your own comfort so that you can see, okay, it's okay to borrow this money or it's okay to sell equity because in the long run, again, this is going to pay off. I need to be able to see that visually so that I can be in the mindset to make rational decisions based on that data. Okay, number 4, you've got to advertise if you want to grow. Hopefully you're already advertising, but if you're not, you got to start, and if you are, you're going to have to ramp it up. We're probably going to have to adjust your targeting and your message, again, pivoting to where the market opportunity right now is for growth, right? But also we're probably going to be pouring more money into that. So we're going to put money at first into experimenting with new types of advertising, new platforms, new messages, new targets. But also whenever we figure out what works, it's time to start pumping money into that. Right now, when I know what advertising works, so for every X dollar I put in, I get Y dollars back. Fucking great. I can just turn it up like a dial. That's where we want to be. So get your head around the fact that you're going to need to do that. And number 5, I told you there's a lot here. Number 5, we got to make sure that you are staffed up accordingly and ready to grow. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is figure out what functions you're going to need to be covered when you're looking at that 3-year, that 5-year, that 10-year plan. Okay, who am I going to need to help me get there? What do I need them to be doing in order to make this run efficiently and make sure that we're servicing people at the highest level and still, making money? So what do I need to be covered? What roles do I need in the organization to make sure these vital functions are getting done? What kind of people do I need in these roles? How am I going to find the right people to fill these roles? plan that all out in advance. This is not something that you want to be doing on the fly, okay? We want to plan that out. We want to plan those expenses out. We want to get that in that forecast so I can see, when am I making the investments? Again, when am I getting the return? Now, once you kind of have that mapped out, I want you to really start looking and being on the lookout for those people way before you think you're going to need to hire them. We want you to take your time, really like evaluate people, hire slow. It's always like hire slow, fire fast. Trust me, one of the biggest profit killers that I see in small businesses is bad hiring. You do not want to be in a position where you've hired people and you've spent lots of time and money training them up only to lose them because they're not the right fit and they quit, or you have to fire them, or they suck at their job, or whatever. I would much rather have you have a very solid understanding from the beginning of exactly the kind of person that you're going to need to fill the kind of role, and be on the lookout for them, because you never know when you're going to see them, and what you're focused on is what you will see. So focus on who you need so that you can find them and snap them up when you see them, and get the right person in the right job that's really going to fuel your fire and fuel your growth. All right, so that was a lot, I know, but those are my top 5 things I want you to be thinking about when you're looking to grow your mission-driven business. Listen, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel right here for all the free business tips. We're going to be prolific with this. We're going to be going up all the time, a couple times a week. If there's any other videos that you would love to see me do, I would love to hear about it. Post in the comments, give me a topic, I'll probably take it on, right? This is a fun experiment for all of us, okay? I'm really excited to see what you do, and I'm really excited to hear about your businesses and what you're growing. Drop me a line, pop it in the comments. We'll address it next time. Listen, get out there, go do it, let your light shine. We'll see you next time.